Are you ready to unleash your human potential? This is the Leaders of Transformation podcast. And on this show, we interview difference makers and world changers who are disrupting for good. Thank you for listening. I'm Nicole Jansen, and our guest today is Steven Dossou. Steven is a successful entrepreneur from Africa, and he does a lot of traveling around Europe. And he is also the founder of Salesforce Catalyst, which is a personal development, empowerment, and motivational platform that focuses on how to use emotional intelligence to ignite the transformation of individuals and groups. And he is also the author of Be Transformed and Psychology and Habits of Great Leaders. He is a prolific speaker and author, and I'm just really excited to have him here today. Steven, welcome to Leaders Transformation.
Thank you very much, Nicole. If you allow me 2 seconds, I just want to say, Nicole, thanks for doing what you do. Personally, I always praise and respect people that take a stand and say, hey, listen, I don't care what others say, but I'm going to be that door that's going to enable others to find themselves and be inspired. So, Nicole, thank you. And for the fact, I just want to put it out there that through you, I was able to be introduced on many other podcasts. So, Nicole, thank you so much. You are double, triple, and 99 times awesome.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you. And you know, when I saw you on LinkedIn and we connected and I saw your video, that was exactly why your energy, your passion, your laughter, your joy was exactly why I said we absolutely need to have you on this show. So I know it's taken a little while to get here, but I'm so glad that you've been able to get on some other shows in the meantime. And but let's talk about what your mission is and why that's so important to you.
Yeah, my mission is, Nicole, is to inspire others to aspire so that they don't expire. Okay, it's just to put it simply. Okay, that's my mission. Okay, and is that okay? I want to inspire 1 billion people for them to aspire to achieve all those things that they are perhaps belittling themselves of not being able to, or they perhaps lacking the motivation, the drive, the hunger to go after, so that they can live a life free of expiration. And when I'm saying free of expiration, I'm saying live a life in which you know that I have emptied myself of my potential, that you know that I've emptied all the things that I could do as a leader, or within all the domain, all the areas in which anybody can be involved in. That is my mission: inspire you to aspire so that you may not expire.
I love that. I love that. And when I think about you and I think about how you live, and I've heard your story, and so I can't wait for you to share it. It's like you live full out. You live full out and hopefully it's a long, long time from now. But when that last day comes for you, I know that you're going to have spent it all. And you're not going to, it's like they say, with the candle, right? The two ends of the candle, it's like you burn it at both ends, because you're not going to have anything left. You're leaving it all on the table. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for inspiring. I know you inspire young people, you inspire sales teams and organizations. You go into it and bring your enthusiasm, and that is definitely a catalyst. That's definitely an igniter, and I think we need a lot of that right now in the world. So tell us a little bit about your story, where you started. I know you grew up in, I think you're Togo, Africa, and then tell us that awesome story of how you just kind of figured things out and it led you to where you are today.
Yeah. Well, Nicole, just to dive in it quickly, I'm originally from Togo, okay? And I always make sure that I spell it out, Togo, because not a lot of people know where that country is. It's in West Africa. It's right next to Ghana. Is the north to the south is about 600 kilometers, and the east to the west is about 180 kilometers. Just to put it in perspective, it's a very small country. There's about 7.8 million people there now, and I mean, like, we grew so fast. Just 10 years ago, there was about 4.5 million people. So that shows like how much people are making kids out there. It's like that's all they spend their time doing. Well, I mean, Togo is one of those countries that, unfortunately or sadly enough, people are living on less than $2 a day. And it's been like that for many, many years. Okay. So that's where I grew up, in a 2-bedroom house with 9 siblings, where my father happened to be a polygamous, unfortunately, or fortunately for him. Okay. well, Nico, that's where I grew up. And I mean, I know what it is to have 5 brothers and yourself sharing the floor, okay, of a room. Okay, I know what it is to battle with mice and cockroaches for space. Okay, those big mice that will eat your food and put you on top. Okay, okay, I know what it is, okay, to walk for 15 miles to go to school and be back with nothing at home to eat. And that's why I grew up. Okay, but funny enough, growing up in those conditions and going to university at the age of 15, I was the first in my country in commerce. I love business, and at university, I enrolled in economics. And I did a projection when it's about 17 and a half going. I was like, you know what? If I look at where my country is right now, where will it be in 10 years' time? And here are the things that I aspire to be. I mean, by then, I didn't know that I wanted to be a speaker. I didn't know that I wanted to, travel the world. But I just knew that I wanted to do something, that there was a voice in me that was telling me that, hey, there's one chance out of a million that you could be something more than the $2 a day that Togo people are living on. That there is just one chance that you could be something better, you could achieve something greater, because there is something in you, right? They say greater is the one that is in us than the one that is in the world. And I was listening to that voice, like, you know what? I want them to leave my country and throw myself into a better environment, because what? Like, look, we can say whatever we want, but a seed is a product of its environment. Okay, and sometimes the things that we achieve is merely because of what we have been exposed to. So I was like, you know what? I want to throw myself in an environment, looking at where my country will be in 10 years from then. It doesn't match with the things that I aspire to be. So you know what? I want to go somewhere else that can offer me better opportunities. I tried USA, it was a no. Okay, so like, no, we don't want you here. Okay, I tried Europe, they're like, no, like, like visa constraints and everything. Like, you know what? So let me choose an African country that perhaps might offer me, maybe not the same opportunities, but at least something, a base, a foundation. So by then, I had my own hustle. I've sold, computers here, this and that, and I had some small savings. And my mom and my dad went to borrow some money. We put that together, but still, it just wasn't enough for me to buy flats and do all of that. So, like, Mom, here's what's gonna happen. I pack my backpack. I'm like, hey, Mom, listen. I don't care how I'm gonna do it, whether I'm gonna fly halfway or whether I'm gonna walk half through, whether I don't care, but I am gonna reach my destination. And from Togo to South Africa, it took me about 18 months. And during those 18 months, my family thought I was dead. My family thought I was dead, Nico. And I mean, when I reached SA, it wasn't that I reached South Africa that everything was gloom and doom. No. I had my days that I was sleeping on the street. I had my days that I was living off dust beans. Oh yeah, just to survive, and in the pursuit of my purpose, in the pursuit of that voice that I heard that I could be just great. So eventually I was sleeping in a shack of $20 that I couldn't even afford. Okay, in that shack, I was sleeping on the floor, and it was one of those shacks that you had those big mice again, that would come and then you look at you and be like, what you gonna do? You had those big mice that would come and they'll eat the small food that you had, and then they'll stand on their feet and be like, hey, come. All right, Nico. So but being in that shack, I don't know how and why, but I wake up in the morning, say my little prayer, and believe that there's somewhat an opportunity for me. And I would go on my street hawking stand and go there, and every day I'll be like, hi, for the people passing by, I'll be calling, hi, ma'am, how are you? If you can give me a minute of your time, I want to show you why buying my apple right now will make your day. Hi, sir, how are you? If you can wait right there, I want to tell you why buying my biscuit will make your wife fall in love with you again. Oh yeah. So I would go in that stand, with enthusiasm, not knowing that there was somebody looking at me. So it was a Wednesday afternoon. This gentleman came to me and said, hey, listen, I've been watching you for a while, and I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. So I recommended you to, this company, and they're going to call you for an interview right now. Now, Nika, listen, okay. The phone that I had then was, I don't know if you remember these old Nokias. There's a yellow screen. You can play Snake on it. You have the 1710, 1110. Now mine, the way I held the battery, I had a rubber band that I held the battery with, the rubber band that you used to hold money. I held the battery with, and mine had no keyboard. It had no gum keyboard. So every time it would ring, I would take out a matches, or they call me the matches man. I would take out a matches and press that, and then pick the call and say hello. So I got the call, and I mean, I didn't have anything to wear. I went to, I ran to see my friend pastor that gave me a brand new shirt, a brand new trousers that I wore the following day. I said it was mine. So I walked to the interview. The interviewer's name was a blonde woman. Her name was Isabel Crookmore. So Isabel looked at me like, hey, listen, I sense this confidence from you. Like, what happened? You've got the job just like that. I've got the job. Okay. So what's the job? You have to sell vacuum cleaners. Okay. Well, I mean, I could write it, but I've never seen vacuum cleaners in my life, okay? I mean, I was about 19, then going to 20, but Nicole, I mean, come on, we swept our homes back in Togo with brooms made from palm trees. So I had never seen what a vacuum cleaner looked like, but I had to sell that stuff. So I got given a sales script, and I go home. I studied that, and I came back the following day, mastering that script by heart with my enthusiasm, and I worked for 3 years, 7 days a week, non-stop, making those machines fly up the shop, door to door, in the store every single day, 12, 15 hours a day. Now, I love the quote that says that it is those that persevere through difficulties and pain that find themselves with success.
Yeah.
Again, on the stand I was, then somebody, a competitor from the company that I was working with, say, hey, listen, we come here Monday to Sunday, 7 days a week, at whatever hours a day, you are here with energy and blasting this vacuum cleaner like nobody's business. We want you to come and play on top. And when I say on top, they wanted me to become an area manager, that I will have my own sales team, and I'll be handling over 60 people and accounting for over $10 million of sales a month. I kept the consistency. 6 months later, I became a regional manager. Now we're talking about a couple of hundreds of people with over $20 million of sales per year. And from there, I became a national sales manager, and the growth kept coming. So I left that company after a while and went to start my own company, exporting hair products, which in a year into business, we have been really well until my co-founder decided to play along with our capital. And then the business crashed. Along with everything, Nicole, everything that I had built then, like, the house, the car, everything went in it. Whoa. I look back, I'm like, hey, here I am, came all the way from Togo in a 2-bedroom house, face all the things that I had to face, live on the street. And now I was back to zero. What am I gonna do? That I asked myself. So they say that when you are at the four-way, the question you need to ask yourself is what it is that I had done thus far that has made me successful and even brought me here. And I look back, I'm like, you know what? That was my ability to not only be resilient, but to be able to motivate people and inspire people. Because I remember whenever we had a crisis at the company, I would tell my boss that, hey, listen, bring all the salespeople together, all right? And let me talk to them. And after an hour of keynote, I will tell you, everybody will roar, and then we'll go, and then the sales of the company will spike. I said, you know what? I'm going to focus on this speaking thing, right? And I mean, I've been exposed to some of the greatest leaders, from around the world. And let me dive into this thing and build my business out of it. And that's been 5 years now. And I left South Africa, went to Asia. Asia, worked in different countries, traveled around the world, written my couple of books. So in a nutshell, Nico, that is my story. That's where I come from, and that's where I am right now. And I love what I do. I'm sure somebody can see that I love what I do, and truly, I am living my calling. And I would love you to join me and live this calling as well.
Wow, I love it. I heard it when we were talking before. You were sharing that, and I love that. the process that you went through. So what I was writing down is, I don't always write down when guests are sharing, but I just thought there was some pieces that I wanted to unpack there. Is number one, you had vision. You
Yeah.
talked about the aspiration, even though, you know, you didn't see it around you. Number two was you created a different environment. Your environment wasn't conducive, and you recognize that it wasn't conducive to fulfilling your passion and your vision and what you aspired to. And you didn't even maybe even know exactly what that was, but you just knew it wasn't where you were at. And so environment was really important. And then you believed.
Oh, yeah.
You believed and you said yes. When the idea came and you're like, I don't even know what a vacuum cleaner is, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes to the guy who offered you the opportunity. And then you said yes again. And I think there's some really powerful lessons in here. Work hard. You worked very hard. You know, you didn't expect it to just come to you. You worked at it. You learned it. You studied it. You went home that night. You studied your script and came back the next day. Like, you were all about it. And
Yeah.
then you remembered what got you there in the first place, even in the midst of, and that's really, really powerful, is the idea of looking at adversity differently as a lesson, you know, and saying, what got me here? What can I learn through this process, and how can I move forward? So really, really powerful. And your energy, your enthusiasm, I think I would have probably hired you on the spot too if I was them. I'd be like, yeah, this guy, because you just exude confidence, you exude passion. And I think that's really, really important, especially nowadays. That's what I was alluding to at the beginning, is because nowadays, and I had one of my mentors who said, you know, most people, selling requires energy, life requires energy, success requires energy. The problem is most people don't have the energy to see it through. They lack that motivation, they lack that enthusiasm inside them to actually, they want transformation, they want to make an impact. But when you're on this low vibration, you know, kind of just waiting for it to come to you, or being sluggish and so forth, it's not going to come. It's going to pass you right by, because there's somebody there, somebody else there. It's like a magnet. There's a stronger magnet there, and it's going to be attracted to that other magnet. So I think that's, as I said, I just wanted to unpack that because there was so much in that story, and thank you for sharing that. Now, in your book, you talk about your book, Be Transformed. You talk about the 3 toughest demons, and I'd love for you to share what they are, and maybe share with them in light of your own story. Like, did you experience these demons, and how did you deal with them? Or maybe you just blew right past them, and then you discovered that that's one of the reasons why you were successful. So kind of share a little bit about what they are and how they impacted you, and how you discovered them, I guess, is a good way to put it.
Yeah. So earlier on, you asked me, you know, what is my mission, and I said, you know, is to inspire people, for them to aspire so that they may not expire, right? And the layers in that inspiration factor is the fact of being able to live free of the 3 toughest demons of mankind: fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem. Because here's my belief, that, I mean, the life, when we talk about life, when we talk about life of a human being, we're talking about a sum of experiences, and that's what we say is life. You know? And when we go through life, when you go through all those experiences, I believe that they always lead to 2 paths. The path where we gain knowledge, you know, wisdom, and that gives a boost to our confidence and gives us assertiveness and gives us, you know, the oomph, you know, for us to go at it. Or we come out on the other side where we become slaves of the 3 toughest demons of mankind: fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem. Now, somebody may be listening to me right now and saying that, but you know what? Hey, I think that, you know, I'm motivated enough. You know, I don't deal with the 3 toughest demons. Here's what I say, okay? That every single body, and I mean everybody, deal with these 3 demons somewhere in some area of their lives, okay? Now, let me take you through quickly, okay? Here I was, having braved death Okay, yeah, I was having gone through some of the toughest things that you can never ever imagine. I mean, I was telling a friend of mine the last time that, hey, look, name any job right now that you have done on the face of this earth, and I'm sure that I have done that. Okay, like name any challenge right now that you've gone through. Okay, tell me that you spent 3 days with no food. I will raise my hand. Okay, tell me that you slept on the street with no blanket where it is cold at almost -degree. I will raise my hand. Tell me that people were falling on your left and right. They were dying next to you. I will raise my hand. Tell me that there was once one of your bosses at which you slept on the premises and worked there as a laborer. That boss, being a white person, looked at you in the face and beat you and punched you and told you that you are a monkey, you'll never be anything. I will raise my hand. Now, Nika, I've been through all of that. And I thought at a certain point that, you know what? Now I've got the confidence of a Roman soldier, okay? I mean, when I say a Roman soldier, because like they have this armor that they walk with, you know, like everybody think, I thought I had the confidence of a Roman soldier. But here's what happened. When I got given the opportunity to be promoted and become that regional manager, I mean, this is something I've worked for, okay? I've worked for, like studied, understood, what is leadership, what is management, the art of sales, how do you motivate people, how do you coach people? Here I was, I got that call and I go home that night. And I was there and I'm listening to that voice that was like, come on, man, like you're from Togo. Like, do you think you're gonna be able to handle those 300 people? Like, come on, like just call your boss back and tell him that, no, this is not for you. Come on, you are that little boy from Africa. Like, do you think that you're gonna be able to cut that? I mean, here I was waiting for me to be called on stage to go and speak in front of hundreds of people, and that voice come and say, come on. You think that your message is gonna be impactful today? Like, who are you gonna think you're gonna inspire? This all people know. They know that you are an African boy. They know that you are black. You think that you're gonna be able to inspire them? And I was like, okay, maybe this voice in my head is right. Oh, so should I just maybe just tell these people that I'm not going to need to do the speech and go home? Or should I just call my boss and tell him that, you know what, this promotion is not for me? Now I'm talking about my profession, but what about that young woman that has been told in her entire life that she is useless? And that is walking on the face of this earth, playing that same voice in her head. What about that young manager that does not believe that he or she deserves that promotion that she or he has been working hard for? What about that person listening to me right now that is believing in his or her head that she is purpose to be nothing more but that useless person other people believe him or her to be? Now, here's the thing. When you become slaves of those three toughest demons of mankind, you rob yourself of that greatness that God has implanted in you.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that success is inherent to all of us. That is why when you throw a seed in the ground, it's got to grow. I have never seen a father, a parent, Nicole, okay? I mean, there are parents out there, crazy ones, but I have never seen a parent. When I'm saying a parent, I'm not saying a person that, I'm not saying a sperm donor. I'm not saying that somebody that gave birth and then walked away. No, a parent that wants to take care of their child, hold the child and look at the child like, you know what, I think you're gonna be a failure. Have you ever seen that, Nicole? No, every parent is looking at like, you're gonna be a doctor someday, okay? You're gonna be a lawyer, so you're gonna be a great something someday. Success is inherent to us. Growth is inherent to us. Being able to unleash our potential and step into that zone in which we become what is truly written on our lives. That is what is inherent to us. And the only way we kill that is by becoming slaves to the three toughest demons of mankind: fear, self-doubt and low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is a feeling of being unlovable, awkward, and incompetent, the lack of confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
So if you ask me whether I've been through that and whether I know what shirt or trousers or what size do those three demons fit in, oh, I know them very well. Okay, I have lunch and dinner with them every single day. They say what? That being courageous, no, is not the absence of fear or doubt, no, but the courage person is the one that is able to keep moving, keep the consistency and build momentum, even though he has those three demons in him. So basically, the courageous person is the person that's able to overcome the doings of those three demons in their lives. So in my book, Be Transformed, I talk about those three demons, how I've come across them, how they have tested me over and over again. But at the end, I come back victorious. At the end, I come back on top. So if you're listening to me right now, that somewhere in your life where you have those three demons talking into your head that you are not meant to be that great woman or man, then I want to inspire right now. Then I want to talk to you right now to disrupt that thought. That I want to talk to you right now to let it go, because you are designed with seeds of greatness, because you are a winner, a game changer, and overcomer.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Amen. Amen to that. Preach it. Yeah. It's interesting because I love what you said there when you even call them demons, because a lot of times I find that people think that that voice in their head is them, but often it's not them. It's somebody else, maybe upbringing. Somebody said that they weren't, or like you talk about some of the experience that you had and people, what they did and what they said to you. And even if it's not that, maybe it's even just like from a spiritual standpoint, it's not you. It's not you. It's that little demon on the devil on your shoulder that's saying you can't. And on the other side of the shoulder, there's the angel that's saying you can. And it depends on who you listen to. Who are you choosing to listen to? And when you talk about be transformed, it makes me think of the scripture that says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Renewing your mind. And so talk about so you can kick them out. Like you said, you have dinner with them every day so they don't go away, and I think that maybe talk a little bit about that, because in my own experience, I know that it's that they never go away. They're always there because you are, and I know for myself, I'm always challenging myself. So as I'm hitting that comfort zone, if I'm cozy and comfortable, they're not really showing up that much. They have nothing to say because I'm not busting through. But as soon as I'm going to the edge of that comfort zone and I'm looking at doing something that I haven't done before or something that's expansive, that's when they show up. That's when the doubt or something good happens in my life. And then it's like the self-doubt says, oh, you shouldn't have this, right? Or is this really true? Or maybe they're going to do this, or maybe, and it's that niggling little voice in your head that tries to cut you down, or the low self-esteem, like you talk about, not feeling lovable. Who am I to have all of this, right? So talk about that, because like you said, they're always there. How do you, what are some of the practical things you do to be able to move beyond that so you can truly be transformed? Because I think that there's a lot of people that get kind of under the circumstances, they get under those little voices, or those little voices get so loud that even when they're trying, like they're really genuinely in their own mind thinking that I'm trying to resist them.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Yeah. So here's the thing, okay? First of all, to whoever's listening to me right now, I want to say that, you are awesome, okay? You are great, because here's what I've understood, Nicole. Just talking back onto what you just said right now, you said something very important. And what I've come to understand is that everybody, and everybody is doing what they can.
Yes.
Right. So the person that is hitting, okay, below, or it's hitting average, or the person is hitting the very top, everybody is doing what they can. Now, the question that comes in is whether what we think we are doing, okay, to our best possibility, is whether it's enough to unleash that potential is in us, or whether it's enough for us to achieve that goal or desire that we are after, or whether it's enough to fulfill that dream that we have deep within us. Okay. So the title of my book, you are right, is inspired from the Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay, so let's talk about transformation for 1 second. Okay. Transformation is defined as the change of one's outer form from one which it was to another, which is the result of an inner change. One more time. Transformation is defined as the change of one's outer form, which is of one's outer form from one to another, which is the result of an inner change. And when we talk about inner change, where does the transformation in the inner start from? It starts from the mind. Okay. James Williams says that a man can alter his altitude of life by altering his attitude of mind. Okay, I may speak to some American friends of mine. They say, you know what, your accent got us lost in your out and ups and ups. So I want to repeat that one more time. Okay, James Williams says that a man, and when I say man, with capital M-A-N, okay, a man or a woman, okay, for that matter, a man or a woman can alter their altitude of life by altering their attitude of mind. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the inception by which we are able to face those three types of demons and overcome them and crush them and step above them and do the things that we are called to do, the first step and most important step in that is working on your mind. Okay, and then the first step on working on your mind is making a decision, a committed decision that, okay, from today, right now, I am going to be that person that's going to go after that goal and throw myself at it fully. I don't care what it's going to take. I don't care what it's going to do, but I will achieve that anyhow. So what are some of the things that I do, or I have done, okay, and I still do every single day? What are the routines that I have thrown myself in that have helped me build a shield so that whenever those three demons throw stones at me or want to come at me, I have an invisible shield that pushes them back? Okay, what is that? Now, I will tell you what is my morning routine. And you know what? I mean, I know there are awesome techniques out there. Okay, I know very well about neuro-linguistic programming, switch method, metaphor, and all of that. But I always want to give something very simple so that everyone can take it right now without even Googling anything. You can start doing that today, right now, and see the changes in your life after 7 days. That's what I'm talking about, transformation. Okay, so what is my morning routine? And it's been like this for more than 10 years. Every single morning when I wake up, I do my 150 push-ups minimum and my 70 sit-ups minimum. Why? Why do I do that? Let me break it down for you one by one. Okay. Now, you don't have to do push-ups. You don't have to do sit-ups. But my point is, do something that do a certain set of exercise that has a little bit of tension in it. Why do you do that? When I started, I didn't start with 150 push-ups. I started with 5 push-ups and then increased to 2 to 3 to 4. Why? Because when you do that, you train yourself, you condition your mind with a certain rules and regulations of discipline, consistency, and persistence. Right? So that when you do that every single day and you get used to that, you go from 5 push-ups to 2, then 7, then 9, then 11, then 12. When you see yourself progressing at that for the 3 minutes you're going to spend doing that in that morning, that will take you for the whole day. So that when you get to that work, before you're about to pick up the phone and start dialing, you tell yourself, you know what? I'm the same guy that did that 5 push-ups 7 days ago, but today I did 10. Come on, I can burn the line. All right. Now, that's one. First. Secondly, listen to something positive, okay, so that there can be a suggestion in your mind. In the sense of hypnotism, hypnotherapy, they talk about auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is when you talk things to yourself, like, I am great, I am highly favored, I am awesome, okay? But it even works best when you get somebody to suggest you that, okay? And you can do that suggestion through motivational tips, through a preaching. I mean, I listen to Les Brown, Teddy Jakes, all those people every single morning, okay? So it goes without saying that I wake up very, very early, okay? And then the third thing, I want to give you three. I want to give you a pillar of three, okay? And the third thing that you want to do, I don't know what you believe is or where you're from, but I say a little prayer, okay? I pray a little bit in the morning. Why? Because we cannot only feed our body, but we have to feed our spirit too. So I pray, I thank God for the day. I thank God for my potential. I thank God that I have a voice. I thank God that I have a purpose that I'm fulfilling on this earth. I thank God that He has brought me thus far, and yet you bring me very, very far. And I'm saying those three pillars, if you can do that, you're gonna be awesome. You're gonna see that you built a shield in just 7 days in which those three demons will not come close to you. And I can dive a little bit more about technicalities, but no, that's not that. I want to give you something right now that you can take and start running with. And that has been my routine. That has been my secret recipe for more than 10 years right now. And you see me like this every day, 6 to 6 or 6 to 10, 12, I don't care, okay? I am that guy. You come and I will set you on fire. Okay, I'm excited, okay? Let me hold myself because I'm too excited right now.
No, you can light it up. That's totally, I love it. I love it. I can just see you on stage, just lighting people up and people going, what just happened? But I love it. I don't know what it is, but it was awesome. So I love that. And I love your daily, when you talk about the exercise, and I loved how you broke it down. The point is not, yes, it is good for your physical body to move your physical body and all of that. But what you're actually talking about is stretching yourself and getting to a win, challenging yourself to do something outside that comfort zone that I was talking about, challenging, creating some resistance, even because there is the resistance training, so that you can celebrate it later. You can acknowledge the success that you had later, and celebrating your wins is a really, really important piece too, in terms of growing your confidence, of course. The other thing is you talk about auto-suggestion. I think that's really powerful. It's, what we say to ourselves. We, through our words, we create our world. And so what we say to ourselves, what we allow others to say to us, whether, like I love T.D. Jakes and Les Brown, of course, I can hear that in your, like, with things that you've taken on some of that. You are who you hang around with. And so also with that, it's who you hanging around with, who you listening to, who's speaking to you. You've got the demons speaking to you, well, who else is speaking to you? And it's gotta be able to tip the scale.
Yes.
To motivate you. That's why it's so important. That's why it's awesome that you're so inspired, because as a motivational speaker, you got to tip the scales for people that have been hearing this negativity. So for perhaps their whole entire life, and now you can shift it over. And then the last one, of course, pray, is, just in however people do it, is just praying for their, to praying to a higher power, praying to God, praying for their day, praying over their, giving thanks. All of that is so, so powerful. And again, it's words that we're speaking. And I wanted to just kind of review that because I want to drill that home. 3 things that our listeners can do, and that I know I do that. And when I don't do that, then what I notice is I find myself being sluggish throughout the day. And it's just subtle things. And I think success, the other thing that comes up is success is simple, actually. There may be a lot to it. It's not easy, but it is simple. And sometimes we make things too complicated, like we need to do these 25 different things. But if we just do a few things, they are the catalysts for the rest of the things to happen. So very, very powerful. As we wrap up here, for leaders, I know you talk about leaders and what makes them resilient. We've talked about that here today. Is there anything else that you want to share for the leaders who are looking to create transformation in their respective arena that are listening, that you would say to them?
Oh man, leadership is something that, I can talk about this for like 59 days nonstop, okay? Hey, listen, I think leaders have a certain responsibility, Okay, I mean, to say that leaders are the ones that carry the vision, okay, the ones that hold flame. Okay? And I mean, one of my leadership father, late fathers, okay, is Dr. Miles Monroe, and he talks about
Mm,
leadership as being the capacity to influence others through inspiration, motivated by passion, generated by a conviction, okay, driven by a vision and ignited by a purpose. Purpose, vision, conviction, passion, motivation, inspiration, right? So as a leader, it's very important that you review your purpose all the time. Friedrich Nietzsche, that a man that knows his why can endure anyhow. And being a leader, the truth is you are the one that set the trail, the path on which others will walk on. You are the one that shape lives and purposes. You are the one that will light up other people's candles with the flame that you have. So it's very important that you have a very clear idea of what your purpose is, where you are going into that. You want to have a very clear vision. I love one of my favorite books says, and that's the Bible. It says what that people perish in the absence of vision. And when you say perish, it doesn't necessarily mean that people die. No, but people get lost. People lose themselves in the absence of vision. That is why it is very important as a leader. You ought to have a vision. And that vision needs to be fueled by a certain passion, high passion. It needs to speak in front of your face, in the things you do, in the things you say, the way you lead. People don't watch what you, they don't listen to what you say, they watch what you do. Okay. And then as a leader, you want to make sure that you motivate, support, and coach your people. I love what Jim Colley says, that people are not the most important asset in the company, but the right people are. That you don't build businesses, you don't build companies, you don't build organizations, you don't build communities, but you build people, and people do all of that. So as a leader, your role is to invest your time, your effort, your resources in people, build them to the best of your abilities. And now, here's the test. When you see your people, most of the time, that's what happens. When you see your people going down the path, falling and failing, then you got to look back to yourself. Don't look at them, but look at yourself in the mirror like, okay, right, so what have I done here? Look at yourself first before you look at them. Because sometimes as leaders, very, very, very quick to point the finger to the people they are leading, forgetting that they are the one that forgot to inspire them. For they are the one that forgot to get to know them, not as only employees, but to know them as people and to inspire them from that standpoint. Because look, everybody has what inspired them. Okay, everybody has what fueled them up. I am driven by achieving the next thing. And I just want to be that person that enabling others to achieve their greatest. Right now, as we speak, on the 30th of April, I'm putting together a show that's gonna bring together over 600 people. Okay, right in Turkey right now. And you gotta understand, like I just came to Turkey a couple of months ago, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Okay, I did one, I tried one, there was about 100 people. Okay, so I'm that guy that, I just want to go after the next thing and climb the next mountain. Like Jim Rohn says, that when death comes and find me, let him find me climbing on that mountain. But there are others that are motivated by something else. Okay, like love, relationships. So as a leader, you got to know what inspire your people and then inspire them from that standpoint so that they can look back at you a couple of years later and say, you know what? Thank you for being the greatest leader that you were. We love you. Thank you for having shaped my life. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
awesome. Awesome. I love what you talk about leadership being a responsibility and having vision, and where there is no vision, people perish. I think about leadership is building other leaders. So when you talk about investing in people and seeing the best in people and looking for that, it's so, so important. Steven, thank you so much. As I said, I love you. I think you're so awesome. And even from, like, you had me at hello. literally, when I saw your video and I was like, yes, I don't even know what he's doing, but the answer is yes. And so I just so appreciate you bringing your passion here today, your wisdom here, the knowledge that you have here today. And how do people find you? What is like the next step for them if they want to connect with you and kind of get more into the material that you have?
Yeah, awesome. Well, Nicole, I'm on a mission. Okay, I mean, 43 years from now, I want to have inspired 1 billion people. Okay, so I'm very much open, to speaking to companies, to group of people. So please get in touch with me. Go to www.stevendossou.com, or just keep it simple. Go on Facebook, type my name is Steven Dossou, Dossou, or Instagram, Steven_Dossou, Dossou, and shoot me a DM. Okay, and I want to be there to motivate you to work with the leaders, and I work with work culture too, and I want to be there to be that person that hold that door down for you so that you can free yourself of the 3 toughest demons of mankind: fear, self-doubt, and low self-esteem, and be motivated. And I mean highly motivated. I mean highly motivated, okay? Okay, to go to that next level. And if you're a leader, come on, give me a shot. Okay, I want to be there to support you in your strategies and be that second mind for you, and be that person that help you take your people performances to the top. Get in touch.
Love it. Steven, again, thank you so much for being here. You are awesome. And we just so appreciate you. And thank you to our listeners and our viewers for being here today. You know what? Leaders of transformation take action. They take action. Nothing happens until you take action. And that action might be doing the things in the morning that Steven talked about to start your day. The action might be going on his website and learning more about what he's doing, reaching out through Instagram or wherever, might be ordering a book. I know he's also got a free ebook on his website to go take action on something that you learned today. Maybe it's that dusting off that vision that you had, maybe refocusing. Maybe you've been focusing on a vision, but your vision has been more of a nightmare. And maybe you need to turn it back into the vision that you started with and refocus your attention, and then start to say yes to the things that are going to lead you in that direction. So I encourage you to do that. We'd love to hear your stories. You can go on leaderstransformation.com, reach out to me there. You can, of course, find us all over social as well. And if you were inspired by this, please share this with a friend. If there is somebody that you know that is down and out, I know the last 2 years for many people has been a very difficult time for people. I hear a lot of people talking about depression and anxiety and even suicidal thoughts and so forth, is to give them this shot in the arm, send this to them, and encourage them to listen to Steven and listen to his story, the things that he's overcome. And if he can do it, so can you, so can your friend. So we encourage you to do that. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you next week. We have another amazing guest on this show. So we're going to keep moving on and keep continuing to create that transformation and create the space for you to be the leader of transformation that you're capable of being. So join us next week. And until then, have a great day.